Okay guys, in this video I would like to show you step by step how I did this painting of a Victorian house on the East Coast in the US. So I filmed the entire process, but some of the parts like the pencil drawing are a little bit sped up because otherwise it's going to be a very long video. So the first step was to outline the sketch using a pencil. And so for this step, what I would like to share with you is that I do not like to erase my lines. When I make a mistake and I'm not happy with the line, I just leave it there, because then it helps me correct the other lines. So I just try to not use a very greasy pencil and not try to push too hard on the paper so that the lines are quite light and I can correct them and have many lines that will gradually lead me to the right drawing. So basically I did like a big shape, the shape of the house, and then I sliced it into 3 vertical areas. So the central area of the house, and then the 2 symmetrical sides. And then I did this in horizontal lines as well. I have like the ground floor, the first floor, and the attic. And then once this was done, I was happy with the proportions. I simply drew the windows and doors and gave a little bit of detail of this gorgeous Victorian house. I really like those Victorian American houses, and so painting this one was a real pleasure for me. I hope you will enjoy the video as well, and maybe you can try to paint along, or maybe you can just get your own model of a house and paint it. It's quite easy compared to other watercolors, because it's really simple watercoloring technique. So once I'm done with the pencil drawing, what I will do is that I'm going to draw on top of it with an ink pen. So I'm almost there. As you can see, I didn't draw that much detail. And I will give a little bit more detail with my ink pen drawing. Okay, so this is the second part of the process. So I'll be using an ink pen to draw on top of my pencil drawing, and I did speed up a little bit this as well, but not that much. And I will only show you the drawing of the central part of the house and then one side, because then it's going to be again very long and repetitive. So I think you do not need to see the whole process. So I know that at this step, at this stage, many people are hesitant to have these shaky lines, and some people even use a ruler to get it like straight lines and all that. And on the opposite, I do think that these shaky lines, they are quite nice and give a little bit of character to the drawing, especially when you draw like old houses. I don't know if you have seen the other tutorial on my YouTube channel. There is like a few sketches in Italy as well, where you can see those old streets in Italy and bridges and stuff. And for those as well, I like very much to use shaky lines that are not precisely straight. And I think the drawing is much prettier this way. So that's what I'm doing exactly on this drawing as well. I do not worry too much if my lines are not perfect. And also I will suggest some materials like the cladding of the timber cladding here, but I do not need to draw all the lines. I can just suggest them and then in our imagination we will imagine it. So I think in many occasions it's actually prettier when you only suggest these materials without drawing the whole thing. And again, this is not an architectural drawing, it's just a sketch, so after all, we can do whatever you like. I will do the same technique for the roof as well, just suggesting the roof material without drawing every single line. And I will give it a little bit more attention to detail on like the front door and several important details like the front door and the window above, and also the railings. But again, I will try to give more detail to the central part of the drawing, and then when we go to the sides and further behind, there will be less and less detail on the drawings. And that's a technique I will be using in the painting as well, as you will see later on. I will use more saturated colors on the central part of the house and the parts that are closer to us, and then we'll let them fade away as we go behind. Right, now it's time to start the watercolor. And to start off, I just wanted to give a little greenish shade on the facade. And to do that, I did like a mixed of yellow and blue. And it's not too important to get it exactly the same shade every time you mix up the color, because even if we have different shades, this will actually help with the shadowing. And also, again, I will try to have more saturated colors on the front, in the central area of the house and the parts that are closer to us, and let it fade away on the back. So this is the first step, and then I will do the same thing on the roof. And then you will see me give a little bit more detail and shadows on the windows, around the frames, and also give a big shadow under the deck, the front deck of the house. This will give volume to the painting. And then by the end of the painting, you will see me do the vegetation. There's a tree on the left and some shrubs, and I will give a big dark bold shadow at the bottom of the house so that it will become obvious that this is a winter day with a little bit of snow on the ground. So I will let you enjoy the painting without me chattering all through. And if you are watching this from France, please know that you can have the entire video commented in French in detail on my website, and you will find the link in the description. Thanks for watching again, and please do not hesitate to subscribe and check out the other tutorials.